speaking of names and big names and people making an impact in the wrestling world, Tony Khan started tweeting last night or last Friday after
Sounds like
Rampage.
a Katy Perry song.
About this big announcement for Wednesday night and how Forbidden Door was going to reopen and there's going to be a free agent signing and somebody from it was going to shock the wrestling world and this and that. I mean, just a series of tweets that continued all through the week. Jay White appears on Dynamite last night, but the bigger news was Keith Lee, not Bearcat or Bear Claw,
Baskin Robbins in his glory.
Baskin Robbins in his glory, officially now All Elite and part of AEW, gets the win and advances to our Evolution next month. But the big signing, and we don't talk about rating numbers too much on this show, but the publicity machine that Tony created around the signing appears to have worked. AEW gets their biggest number since September, and one of their bigger numbers all time. So what do you guys think about Keith Lee arriving in AEW?
I think it's important to discuss that this is not a Forbidden Door situation.
Correct.
This is literally the door closed on him somewhere else, and he went to a different building and opened a different door.
Like Tony kind of acknowledged that last night. Was like, yeah, I kind of botched my own.
That's fine. That's fine to say that, and you probably should have said that. I don't know. From the word go.
I don't know. Jay White's kind of the door. But
Jay White isn't. I think he said
to know who Jay White is.
Thing happened on Sunday, after he had already made the announcement. So I think that was his make good. Jay White's a huge addition.
Jay White. The agent Jay White.
Somebody, a free agent who has no contractual obligation, active or in non-compete status, signing with your company is just somebody signed with your company, and that's fine. It's a big signing. I'm not lessening the signing. Let's just be clear on what is and is not forbidden. There was nothing forbidden about Keith Lee joining AEW.
No, not at all.
Did Tony Khan use big too many times?
Probably. He tweets
big
too many
signing, big person, big free agent, big get for a big athletic guy.
I mean, when you're jacked up on caffeine and Adderall, it's hard to come up with a lot of different adjectives to describe.
I will say this, that I'm more excited for Revolution when he's in the ladder match and you just hear them start chanting, Keith Lee. I'm just going to respond with 2 scoops.
But yes, it's.
Isn't that Raisin Bran?
I love Raisin Bran.
Also, flavors, Baskin Robbins in his glory. I'm going with 2 scoops.
Since EJ will eventually listen to this, what do you think about somebody who wants to eat their Raisin Bran soggy?
He's an idiot.
It's not meant to be soggy.
Exactly. Right? What kind of monster would do that?
What kind of monster? A moron that's a tool.
But no,
that's got to be the worst take I've ever heard ever.
It's awful, isn't it?
Really? And I have some stupid things that I say, but that has to take the fucking cake.
It's bad. It's bad, man. But I love this signing. And here's I tweeted this last night, and this isn't a knock on Adam Cole, baby, because I love Adam Cole. I love the Undisputed Era. I think if they wouldn't have fucked around with that situation and made those guys deals that they couldn't refuse, I think that the Undisputed Era on the main roster would have been fantastic if they would have just let the Undisputed Era on the main roster be the Undisputed Era on the main roster. But watching Keith Lee last night on AEW, Keith Lee feels so much different than everybody on that roster. Like it's not a knock to Adam Cole and Bobby Fish and Cool Kyle.
How much fish could Bobby fry fish? Bobby Fish could fry fish.
But like those guys don't stand apart from the AEW roster. Like
Keith Lee does.
Keith Lee is different. And what I tweeted last night is I feel like, and I'm not saying that like this is going to shift the power or this is the Keith Lee signing in AEW is going to put WWE out of business. Nothing's putting the only people putting WWE out of business would be WWE. And that's
Disney.
not they're printing billions of dollars. But
there's no way this is real.
What?
What the hell? No. This
What?
has nothing to do with wrestling. Somebody just sent me a picture, and I refuse to believe
What is
it.
it? I think it's
I
real.
need you
It's
to
not
pull
from,
out your
Devin, is it?
cell phones right now and search wombat poop.
Oh,
Wombat.
it's cube shaped.
It's cube
Wombats-
shaped. Wombats
they
poop
poop
cubes.
Yes,
You
they
knew
do.
this and never told me this, Mark?
Well, I was waiting for it
There's
to come up
no
on Wednesday night at trivia.
They're like shitting little dice.
Yeah, they do.
Little shit nerds cubes.
They can't
How
figure out
did
why.
you know this?
It
This is like a
It sounds like a
scientific
booby trap for
phenomenon that
icebreaker
nobody...
scum.
They look like what's the reasons?
Charcoal briquettes.
Oh, they
Yeah.
do kind of look
What
like
the
charcoal
heck?
briquettes.
It looks like those icebreaker like squares, like the cubes.
Oh,
yeah.
in the-
Take them up. My
Anybody want some gum?
Squares.
my neighbor has a
ridiculous
wombat,
is this?
and
How did I never know this?
Why would you know that?
I'm hoping for solid.
I mean, Mark knew it.
I
If
know
a
that my
wombat has
neighbor has
diarrhea,
a,
how's it come out?
my neighbor walks his wombat out front here, and sometimes it goes in the yard.
Is that
That's the damnedest thing. They're a marsupial. I know that.
Yeah, they
Unbelievable.
are. They're a marsupial,
Cubes.
Smokey. They're marsupials.
Did the
But-
Raw GM know this? I can't.
I
Well,
I
the,
don't
I feel like nobody else is taking this as hard as I am.
I mean
This blows my mind.
Yeah, they're
We went from
huge.
talking about Keith Lee being a big acquisition to
Dude,
wombat.
somebody sent me a picture and I said, "There's no way this is real," and it's true. It's
It's
100% accurate. And Mark knew it this whole
Wombat.
time.
the Raw
Wombats
GM did not
poop
know.
Cubes.
Unbelievable.
Cubes. I didn't even have to Google it. I knew it.
I'll make
I'm
sure.
a big
I'll make
fan
sure
of
we ask
wombats.
Ernest if he knows.
Yeah, we'll
There's
have to
no
ask
way
Joe
Ernest would know that.
We'll have to ask Joe
There's
tonight.
no way
If
that
you're in the
Ernest knows his
comments and
own
you're
first
listening,
name.
did you know this?
Wombats.
Or is
they're
Mark the
beautiful
only guy
animals.
that knew this? And the guy
There's
that
no way
sent it to me
Ernest knows
apparently.
his own first name, so I don't. Definitely not gonna know that wombats poop. So I mean,
They poop squares. Get
Yeah.
out of here.
But anyway,
Swear.
back to
This
Keith
is
Lee.
ridiculous. He poops regular poops, I heard.
Probably does. I don't think he's a
'Cause
wombat.
he's not a wombat.
He's a
He's a
man.
devil.
allegedly.
He's a man.
At least as far as we know, he's
Well, I mean, hold on. You're
He's a man's man.
not. I'm not gonna. We
No.
can't assume anything. It's 2022.
All
But I
right,
don't
that's fair.
believe-
Here's the deal. If he does poop squares, I would bask in his glory.
But
Maybe
would
that's
you,
what, maybe he's telling us something.
would you give it the big? Would you give it the big whiffer if he pooped squares?
He is limitless.
Yeah, you got a point. But-
If he wants to poop cubes, he is within limits to do it. And if he can't, then the limitless thing is bullshit. Get out of here with this.
Hey, look, there it is.
Are you kidding me?
Wombat there.
It looks like a little charcoal briquette. It's the most
It does.
ridiculous thing I've ever
And
seen.
actually, it's kind of cute for some poop. That's cute looking poop.
is
Kind
Is-
cute.
It's
for
not
some
cute
poop.
looking. It's the damnedest thing.
put
Yeah,
two of them
look at that.
together, and we have the cage for war games.
War games! War games! War games! War games!
Unbelievable.
Beautiful animals. Those
Wombats are
beautiful.
beautiful animals.
They are beautiful animals.
Oh God.
Speaking of beautiful animals,
I'm sorry to sidebar us here for 5
No,
minutes about
no,
wombat
No, it's
shit,
important.
but
It's
this is an important topic.
totally fine.
Very.
Unbelievable.
Everything in Australia is
Oh
unusual.
God.
They're from Australia? I thought they were in Florida.
Are there
Just
wombats in
Ernest.
Florida?
There's
Just
not
Ernest.
wombats in
Just
Florida.
Ernest.
No.
Just
Yeah,
Ernest.
just start-
Ernest is
There's
in
some-
Florida?
Yes,
Yeah, he's a wombat.
Oh shit! I
There's
thought he lived in
the,
like I don't know, Delaware. He looks like he belongs in Delaware or something.
wingbat.
What does that even mean? It looks like he belongs in Delaware.
I just thought he
Well,
was from Delaware.
Because he
Okay.
looks like he doesn't know how to drive.
Delawarian.
That's not no Delawareans drive great.
Do they?
Can you
That's the
name
first
3
state.
famous people from Delaware?
Jay Briscoe.
Joe Biden.
The other Briscoe.
All right, get the Briscoes out of here. They don't count.
Yeah, they're not famous.
My wife.
Joe Biden is from
Joe
Delaware.
Biden is one. Aubrey
Joe
Plaza
Biden.
is one.
my
Is
friend
Joe
Mike
Flacco from Delaware, or did he just go to the school?
I know he went to the University of
He went to
Delaware.
the university.
That's a
I don't
good
know if he's.
question.
Let's go look
question.
together, friends.
There's not very many famous. The one singer,
Wait.
the guy that does.
Fucking
Joe Flacco is from New Jersey.
Okay, that adds up.
There it is.
Delaware's
Was
beautiful.
it
this
was
time of
Bob
year, too.
Marley or somebody was from Delaware?
Was that
no, not
Bob Marley? Was it Marvin Gaye?
I'm not shitting. Bob.
It was the guy
or
that sang "Bad to the Bone."
George Thorogood.
George
He's
Thorogood.
Thorogood. Yeah, that's it.
No, I
He had
think
a bourbon, a
Thorogood.
scotch, and a beer, and then left the fucking state real quick.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Don't blame him.
And the
He ended up
Briscoes,
getting a haircut.
I guess, were born there. I know they still live there.
Yeah, they are. They live there.
And
Uh,
I thought
absolutely.
Ernest.
Some
Was in that group.
woman that plays basketball in the WNBA.
Stephen Marley. That's
You
Bob
ain't-
Marley's kid, right?
Ella Della Down.
Bob Marley lived in Delaware for a while. His kid
I
was
would have
born.
never thought Bob Marley was just chilling in Delaware.
Valerie Bertinelli was born in Delaware. Elizabeth
Valerie
Really?
Bertinelli.
Thorogood, Aubrey Plaza. Joe Biden, like we said.
Byron.
Joe Byron.
Byron was from
Byron.
Delaware.
Judge
Who?
Reinhold
Byron.
was born there.
I'm sorry. I
He
yelled
played
Byron.
who's the guy in that's gonna be our episode title next week. A wrestling kind of podcast. Judge Reinhold was the stepdad in the Santa Claus.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
okay, yeah. He was in a couple
Smokey,
movies, and all of
who's
these
the
guys
president?
that we're naming, none of them poop cubes.
None of them could
Nope.
Not that we know of.
Not a single one can do that.
They won't admit
as
to
far
it.
as you know.
The owner of the Philadelphia Phillies until like 1990 were born in Delaware.
Was born in
He
Delaware.
pooped
Who
cubes.
was that?
It's like three of them. The
Ah,
Carpenters.
look at that!
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Is
That's
that
a
Mickey
beautiful
Morandini?
cube.
Is he the? Did he ever own the?
No,
Phillies?
the owners.
Mickey Morandini.
I don't know.
Whatever happened to Mickey Morandini?
He's still
I
around.
thought you
Is he?
didn't you Morandini once, Smokey?
Allegedly.
Never did. I couldn't get
You
the.
Morandini
Couldn't
twice.
get my nerves
You
up.
know,
I Dykstrad
I
once.
think if I
Oh, Paul
I-
Goldschmidt's from Delaware.
Are you serious? I don't think you can say that. He is serious.
All right. Can we get back?
You know, if I
to
stepped in
so-
wombat poop, I don't think I'd be upset about it, just because it's cube shaped and it's different.
How ridiculous! I mean, it'd be a
But if you
little.
step on it, it's not going to be a cube anymore.
It'd be a square.
Yeah, but I'd accept it. I stepped in
I'd
wombat
accept it.
All right, let's get.
You know who I
Hey,
wish
now,
was
you
here?
know,
I wish Tim was here because he was in Australia and he's probably picked it up
he,
thinking it was something
That's
else.
True, he has
He
been in
may have.
Australia.
I'll have to ask him
He
next
has
time I
been.
see him if he ever saw wombat shit poop.
poop.
What unbelievable.
I wonder if he ever held a kangaroo.
Oh, I don't know. What's
Did the
You know,
I
kangaroo
think
that's
we
true.
talked
punch him?
about. I feel
Was
like
it
we
Jack?
talked
You
about
don't have to see it,
kangaroos
you
and
just
they
gotta
just were like laying in the road.
Yeah, they probably get hit like deer up here.
Not hit. They were just like sleeping.
No, I think
Lazy
they
ass
get hit.
roos.
You know. You know how we have deer crossings? They have kangaroo crossings down there.
Yeah, killer kangaroos.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
the difference is you hit the kangaroo. The kangaroo just pops back up, punches you in the face, and takes
Yeah.
your car.
Have you ever seen the
Yeah,
video of
they
that guy? Like the kangaroo squares
Yeah,
up,
just
and fucking
swore.
punches him. The kangaroo like runs off.
Yeah, that was
Kangaroo's
great.
just like dumbfounded, like, what the fuck just happened?
Remember that Atari game Kangaroo, where the monkeys were going up there and you were the kangaroo and the monkeys were throwing things at you?
No, we don't remember that at all, Mark.
That was a
So
classic.
Keith Lee debuts on AEW Dynamite last night.
Did you want to talk about the Undertaker in the Hall of Fame?
No, I don't.
Well, I'm just
A
going
for
to say,
effort trying to get this thing back on track here.
if I can make one statement about it, I think if he does not go in the Hall of Fame this year, it'd be a grave mistake.
Oh my!
Well,
I hate
that
it.
happened.
I hate
Don't
it.
laugh, Ryan. Just don't even smile.
Where's the
We're
GM?
fine.
The anonymous
We're
GM. We're talking about Bearcat Lee, Bear Claw.
But the thing I tweeted last night is, and I should have taken the last 48 hours that we were talking about wombat shit, to pull up the exact tweet.
Can you believe that?
There it is. Look
It
at
is
that.
right there, the little square.
Unbelievable.
I wonder if it hurts when they poop it out. Do they hold it in as long as they can?
Do they have a square asshole? Is it like putting a square peg in a square
You can't
hole?
even call it an asshole because it's not a hole.
Yeah.
It's not a round hole. I guess
Ass
a
box.
square hole. Okay.
Ass box.
Yeah.
Look at their ass
I know.
box.
I used to
So
work
are
for a
they
few
are
of
they
them.
putting a square? Are you telling me they're putting a square turd into a round hole?
That's what I'm hoping
Every
doesn't
kid in
happen.
America knows that doesn't work.
That's not how it works, Smokey. Things are different in Australia. I think they have cubes. It comes out of a cube hole. You cube hole.
I tweeted, this feels like the first one that WWE could really regret letting go / screwing up. Like,
You're not lying.
there's not, like, it's nothing against Cole and the Undisputed Era and the potential they could have had on the main roster, but you go back to Ernest's favorite Royal Rumble ever, that moment when Keith Lee's music hits and you got Brock out there having the time of his life and he does the big boy thing and all of this, like, you had so much opportunity, oh, there's that word again, to
Opportunity.
at that moment to the moon, you know, not to coin a phrase, but you fucked that up in so many ways. And I understand that Lee got sick and there was health concerns and all of this, but the guy got healthy.
Unbelievable. Look at this.
You did.
Look at that.
Hey, that's a beautiful sloth. He's got 3 toes. That's a 3-toed sloth. Did you know they spend most of their time in the trees? They almost are never on the ground. And sometimes they can go for an entire year without taking a dump. Look at it. Put that in your Google machine, Smokey. How often do sloths take a
That
dump?
also can't be true.
It's true.
You're
Look
telling
at
me
that.
sloths poop once a year.
At times,
Everything moves slow, so why would their bowels not move slow, Ryan?
unless
I
they eat
don't
at
know,
Taco
Jim, 'cause
Bell.
they don't
when
eat at hosses. I don't know.
If they eat at hosses, it could be they can take a dump twice a year. But if with their natural diet, which is berries and some small insects, they're herbivores. The 3-toed sloth. I almost
So
got bit by a 3-toed sloth once.
For those of you that saw that picture, that is a fake logo of a baseball company that I follow that create their own minor league teams. Their team name is the Slow Rollers.
The slow rollers. Sloths.
But
Mark, that's not. Did they say? I can't believe I looked it up. It says they go once a week.
once
No,
a
I think
week.
it's once a year.
Sloths
Once a week.
defecate and urinate only every 4 to 8 days in the wild.
Oh,
Your
that's
sloth is sick and you need to take it to the vet immediately.
I was wondering why his stomach was getting a little bigger.
Does
full of it.
Hillbilly own exotic animals?
He has a platypus farm out back. You ever have a platypus egg omelet? Woo! They're tasty.
What does he put on that?
Well, you put a little bit of Tabasco sauce.
Okay, no
Drizzle,
hollandaise.
drizzle a little. if you really want to, if you go over to jrsbarbecue.com, he gets some of my barbecue sauce. You put that on there. I sure do appreciate that.
Salsa.
Smokey. You put some of my sauce on there. Or that main event mustard goes good on anything. You would put that on your hot dogs when Jim gets that hot dog roller. My main event mustard. JR barbecue sauce. I still have books for sale too. I'm signing them. You'd be surprised how many people want me to write on there something about push. Oh, here's your push. Here's your goddamn push. I always talk about the push. It comes down to two things: cash and creative. If people want me to write in their books, it comes down to cash or creative. And the push.
Johnny
Smokey,
East.
I hope you get that push at your employer that you've been talking about.
Is that right?
Sassafras.
Sassafras.
Yeah, thank you, Devin. I'm well aware.
What happened? What Devin say?
Oh, the show won't peak beyond that. That's it.
If you aren't watching the video,
You need to
go
watch
around
the
the
video.
1 minute mark.
Oh my God, hour 20. Who's dying?
Oh, it's me. I'm dying over here. Boy, if I didn't sum this episode up, nothing does. I love it. I love it.
So good.
Nut bottom too. How you like
I'm
that?
going to sell them. Smokey,
Oh
can we
my
sell that?
gosh.
Oh.
We gotta make little magnets.
We can make magnets of
We can
wombat
make
poop.
magnets.
Oh.
Wow.
See,
Wombat
that's why we
poop.
have the Raw Anonymous World General Manager.
Wow. That
Woo. Woo.
But
what
I
are we talking
just
about? Hosting the
just-
WrestleMania?
feel like Keith Lee could have been I mean I don't think you have anybody who's like more of a WWE superstar than Keith Lee. And he was made at that Rumble and you fucked it up hard. And again, there is nothing that AEW is going to do that will put WWE out of business. It's not happening. But this one, I feel like WWE is going to regret, because I don't think, no matter what happens in AEW, I don't think Keith Lee goes back to the WWE. Whatever happened there, I don't see him ever going back. But I think it's a great
I don't
signing.
either. And I don't think you don't look at Cole as somebody who was let go either, right? Like Lee was let
Yeah, he
go.
chose
Cole's
not to
contract
walk away.
expired.
Yeah, Cole
Yeah.
left on his own.
Same thing with Daniel Bryan. So those guys you can't really put in the same equation. I think you're right. Like Bryan and Cole were the first two off the top of my head, but those are not apples to apples. Those guys chose not to re-sign. Release wise, you're probably right.
Is Keith Lee like the first domino from the released group that's basically going to go over there and be a major player like right away?
Yeah.
I mean, Bray Wyatt would be the only other one.
But I'm saying, have they actually signed anybody that from the male roster? I know they've brought in Tay Conti and stuff like that from the NXT women's roster and stuff like that. Is there anybody that's like was a major part of WWE that's been released that they were like, yeah, we want that guy?
No, I think Lee's the first.
I don't think so. Moxley was his contract
Moxley's
expired.
contract expired. Brian,
Right.
Christian.
Yeah, Christian never signed a deal.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody else's contract has expired. This
Yeah.
is the first WWE let somebody go, and they're going to basically get the rocket ship strapped to them fairly
FTR.
quickly.
FTR asked for their release. They finally got released.
And they got released, but they also wanted that.
They wanted release.
Correct.
Yeah, and here's the deal.
And the first time they asked for their release, what did Vince do? Here's the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Yeah. And
That'll keep them happy.
Right.
So yeah, this really is the first one, and
Oh boy, the Raw GM's got one more.
Who that?
Huh.
This is dangerous.
That's so dumb.
That's so good. Oh my! Now, Smokey, if you can do that, you can be on America's Got Talent.
Yeah. So it is extremely smart on AEW's part to create what they created around last night. People tuned in to see it, as evident by the rating numbers. And right away, Keith Lee is a huge part of what is happening in AEW and is a star immediately. The only thing that I did not love is and I get it, you don't want to quote unquote bury Isaiah Cassidy. That match went about 3 minutes, and it wasn't a long match to begin with, but I thought Cassidy got too much offense in that match. Lee should have absolutely just crushed Cassidy in that match.
I mean, he did throw him
He did.
about 9,000 feet in the air.
He certainly did. But like Cassidy got a little bit, and I get it. You got to get a little bit of offense in, whatever. But I wouldn't have even really have let Cassidy get any offense in, like, whatsoever. Like, just squash, 100% squash.
If they're going to squash somebody, they should have squashed Peter Avalon. He's accepting indie bookings right now.
Well, I think pretty sure the writing's on the wall there when, Tony Khan finally coming out and talking about the fact that, certain contracts won't be renewed. Yeah, Peter
Thanks,
Avalon.
Captain Obvious.
yeah, we've known that for a while, Tony. Thanks.
The only other name that I could look up would be Aleister Black. Would be really the only other name that I can really, really think of that from the short list that I've looked up.
Okay.
Of the
But I
recent
don't think
releases.
that they strapped the rocket ship to Aleister.
No, he was on a.
I don't think so either.
Him and the 7-star general had like 3 matches, and
now he's in a feud with a cheerleader in the Varsity Boys. Like,
I think Jeff Hardy can be a big one.
Jeff Harvey
will be a big one when
I think that'll be a big one. And the only other one that's really done anything on AEW is Everrise. That has had some,
Tay Conti in the women's division.
Oh yeah, Ruby Riott. I think in the women's division. I think I was thinking guys, but yeah,
Ruby Riott's come in and been a job squad basically.
I think Tay's also wrestled for the title a couple times. I think Tay's someone that they've been more behind than Ruby.
Definitely been more behind than Ruby, but I think
Ruby's serving a purpose though. Like Ruby is an established name that can help put people over. Not that she needs to, but I think she's serving a fine purpose.
That's no different than what she was doing in WWE.
That's not wrong.
If we're being honest, they're just
she's just getting more TV time on AEW.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, Lee's the first big one. I think it's I really think it's solid. Do we have any other?
I don't necessarily know how deep they're gonna go in bringing in guys that are in this realm. Like, I don't see them bringing in Bray Wyatt. I don't see them bringing in Killer Karrion Kross. Right, at least not for the foreseeable future. Maybe
I don't know if Bray wants to be in wrestling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if he wanted to be in wrestling, right, at least right now, he would have already been in wrestling somewhere.
Unless he's taking this time to just be with the kids and JoJo.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Right now, I don't think he wants to be in wrestling.
Exactly, but it's not saying that it's a never say never when it comes to him. I think he's someone that you could see in like the fall.
I think when he wants to be back in wrestling, I really like, and maybe it's just my hopeful dumb optimism, I think he will be back in the WWE.
The only reason why I think there may be a stop elsewhere would be as if he takes the entire year off and gets Vince's approval and shows up at something for Brody
Oh, that's true.
at the end of the year,
Yeah, that's a good point.
kind of thing. Just as a he was my friend, I still love him kind
Yeah.
of thing. And if that's the case, like I obviously
And
support
I mean,
that
here's the deal:
wholeheartedly.
even if he's in the good graces of WWE, and the plan is he's returning, I feel like that's one of those. Now, yeah, I think they hold off on a return with him until after some sort of tribute show or something like that. But I think that's something where Vince would even allow him to show up on like a Brody tribute show.
I'd hope.
Because I don't like you
I
saw
think
like
I think I think there's enough guys there that Vince still, while not saying support is the word, but still holds near and dear to his heart, that I think Jericho picks up the phone and says, Vince, you really probably should fucking do this. Like,
I mean
he's
the
gonna have that
WWE
conversation with Chris and probably let it happen, because at the end of the day, if Vince truly doesn't see them as competition, allowing someone to go somewhere to honor his friend in a one-off appearance should not be the thing that breaks the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think they really do. Any other thoughts on like the Keith Lee debut? I know we took a
Is he going to win the ladder match? I guess is what I'll say to wrap it up. Do you think he wins the ladder match?
he should.
And that ladder match is for a number one contender for the world title or for the TNT title?
I believe it's the world title.
Because of the last time it was the TNT title and Scorpio Sky lost to the 7-Star General, I believe.
Either way,
if it's for the TNT title, I could see him winning the ladder match and then winning the title from Sammy.
Yeah.
If it's for the world title, I don't see him beating Page unless it's sometime end of the year.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think AEW lets like these ladder match winners breathe at all. Like
No,
I
it's
feel
almost
like
like right away
they
the
rushed
match
them in
is.
like a week and a half on Dynamite. Apparently Jay White was on Impact tonight.
It is for a
Doors.
future. It is for a future shot at the TNT Championship,
Then he should absolutely.
according to Wikipedia. So I think he should win the ladder match, and I think he should win the TNT title from Sammy.
I think regardless,
or
whether
whomever
it's
is the champion,
world title, TNT title, some galactic title they haven't invented yet, whatever it is.
The only reason why I said I don't think he should win it if it's the world title would be because the
Face
first
versus
loss
face?
being believability. Do you see Hangman Page being the first person to defeat that guy?
No.
Then
And you don't do face versus face. Now, if Page loses the title to somebody, then that opens
Adam Cole Bay in March, and then we get the Adam Cole Keith Lee rematch from the Great American Bash Bay.
Adam Cole's supposed to manage the Bear Claw.
Maybe the Bear Claw will beat him, and then he'll be his manager.
It's an Adam Cole's managerial contract on a forklift match.
Perfect.